in the head.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tees. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. Your girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, I got it photocopy. Caught him on film, flow tracks is sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like Timothy blocks, and I charge for a look, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, shit be going in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get you used to hope. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop, any wicked, you this was just fuck. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.
Yeah. Apologize for the tardiness, man. What I'm talking about. Shout out to my brother North Sid. My homie John B, John Boy, who's on back. Black Kings, man. I don't even refer to myself as a king because listen here, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all some real talk, man. Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all some real talk, man. It's only one king, man, and it ain't me. Huh? It's one king, and he ain't me. You don't hear me refer to myself as a king. I don't say what's up. I think that stuff sounds so blasphemous. But, you know, y'all have at it. That's just me. You know, that's why I come up with my own term. I say my brethren. You feel me? Now, I didn't come up with the word brethren, right? But I did, or I do, should I say, use the term brethren. Because, you know, I just got to throw the Ebonics black folk swag on there. You know what I'm talking about? OG, what happened, man? My brethren OG in the building. What's goody, man? You know? Everybody get up in here. This is a conversation that we need to really have for real, man. You know? Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man. Keeping the conversation going, man. We try to, you know, when we want to have conversations like this, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to always keep in mind, you know what I'm talking about, that this stuff really affects us. And this is the number one fear specifically in America. But, I mean, you can say over the whole world, too. You know? You can say in the whole world. Because just imagine if all of us black folks with us FBAs leading full steam ahead, right? Like how we always do in every blood clot thing. See, that's something I got from Jamaican culture, right? It's important for us to understand the importance of being on code with each other. Right? What we mean when we say getting on code, man. The fact that some of y'all, matter of fact, a lot of y'all don't know or understand what it means to be on code with each other, that's sad. Let me just start by saying that. That's very sad. But getting on code with each other means getting on one accord with each other. Much like how it used to be in the times of yore, right? And I gotta give it to these brothers right here, man. You feel me? And you can people can feel how they want to feel about Bobby Seale and Huey and whoever else. You know, I'm talking about Stokely, whoever. You know, I'm talking about Metger, whoever. Right? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm gonna say, and this is a part of staying on code too, right? I'm about to show y'all an example of this too, right? Here in a second. But these brothers right here represented exactly what I'm talking about, right? Exactly what I'm talking about to this day, right? Now, and this is a part of what I'm saying, getting on code, right? Now, what's ever known about the Black Panthers is out there. It's public information. But part of getting on code is to, even though it would be in some situations the absolute facts, but getting on code with each other means to not lambast, look bad, make look bad, painting a bad picture of light, even though they may have did some crazy stuff, not long as it's too crazy, you know, like messing with children and stuff like that, though. But when it comes to certain things, you know, like right now, like I could be paused going in on a couple of these guys in this picture, right? I ain't gonna say their names. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I could be going in on a couple of guys in this picture right here. But what I'm saying, the part of being on code is not doing that, especially on this platform. And this is why I stress the importance of our young, innovative minds. We have to get our young youth out of the mind frame of wanting to be athletes and being entertainers or whatever they want to be, and get them to want to be, you know, other things, man. You know? And like I said, I could go in, but I'm not going to do that, because part of being on code is not lambasting each other on these people's platforms, right? That's a part right there. That's a major part of being on code with each other. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn the camera off for a second for one reason and one reason only, because if y'all my peoples and y'all rock with me, y'all know the reason that I'm off camera right now. You know what I'm talking about? You did. Shout out to my brother OG tapping in. But and everybody else out there in the clouds. You know what I'm talking about? Come from out of them clouds and come on and tap in and engage. You did. But what the Black Panthers represented with most of the guys in this picture is they represented something that specifically here in America, the power structure absolutely is terrified of. And what is that? That is Black men specifically being on one accord with each other engaging with each other, working with each other, doing business with each other, standing shoulder to shoulder with each other against adverse. They do not want to see us doing that, because if we do it, then everybody else gonna do it. And another reason for this show tonight is to remind my brethren, right? Specifically, my brethren, right? Specifically, my brethren, right? And remind y'all, just in case y'all forgot, how powerful we actually are. And we would be doing ourselves a very, very great service versus what we have been doing, a disservice, if we would just get along with it. I know that sounds corny and cliche on some Rodney King type ish, but it's true, right? Look what happens when we come together on one accord and stand for what's right and defend and protect, like how we've been given the birthright to do, right? Look what happens when we pull our resources and we don't depend on outside involvement. One of the main things I like about the first Black Panther movie is that it exemplified that and why we were feared so much, right? Or why we are feared so much, specifically in America, right? Now, these brothers, although, and see, look what levels and lengths the powers that be have to go to in order to shut us down. Now, everything that is happening now is a result of what happened with these guys up out of that Yay area. Shout out to Oakland, the town. I'm going to make me a trip to Cali. And when I go to Cali, I ain't going to LA. I'm going to Oakland. I just feel like Oakland would be like more suitable for a guy like me. I just feel like if I went to Oakland, from the guys I met from there, and just, you know, what I do know about it, just seemed like Oakland would be a second home for a brother like me. I'm talking about, it just seemed like it'd be a beautiful town for a guy like me, man. You know, Oakland, I'm gonna come see y'all before the summer's over, hopefully. You know, yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Sir Ism, man. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm gonna take this camera off though, because I'm about to twist up real quick. But yeah, the Black Panthers though, y'all, right? Another example of being on code of what I'm talking about when you're on these other people's platforms. Dan Patrick, what had him, man? Y'all say what's up to the brethren, Dan Patrick, man. OG in the building, man. Listen. When we on these other people's platforms, man, specifically like the one we're on now, don't forget about StreamYard. Right? You already know, man, we chopping up good game over here, man. Shout out to all the real ones tapping in, supporting all the real ones. We have to support each other, y'all. And that's why this show is so important tonight, man. You know, the Black Panthers represent what when us black men get on one accord, Jack. You dig me, man? When we get on one accord and we set our minds to it and we ain't having no games, we ain't playing no games, we holding each other accountable. Everybody's in their position. Ain't none of that saltiness, ain't none of that hating stuff, ain't none of that wanting to be in a position that you ain't built for, that ain't cut out for you. Everybody playing their role, playing their position, working on one accord. The hierarchy is in strong standings. Like I said, every man knows his place. He does what he does. He don't try to not do what he doesn't do. He contributes outside of that when he can, what he can, but we really want to just get our guys to focus on what they good at, though. We want the guys to be focused on what they good at and do that. See, that's the thing about us black brethren, man. See, and I know this from being in the joint. You know what I'm saying? We don't got no problem with hierarchy. We ain't got no problem with somebody being you know, the head one. You feel me? But the thing is, we all have the ability to do that, though. And as long as it's respect, long as everybody is being treated equally and fairly, and, you know, everything is what it is, we ain't got no problem with a dude who might have a homie who got to connect. You feel me? We ain't got no problem with playing our position and him being the dude. You know, you see what happened with Black Mafia Family? And I always got to bring it to the streets with Big Meech, because although them guys was doing illegal stuff, they wasn't doing nothing no different than what anybody who's a Fortune 500 company now was doing 200-300 years ago. So, I mean, you know, look at my brother Big Meech, about to come home pretty soon. Did his time like a straight up man. Ain't telling nobody, ain't do no nefarious stuff, ain't heard no fun boy stuff about him or none of that solid. Man, listen, man. Big Meech was the last example of what black men, when they get together, can do, man. But it's always some BS amongst us, man. That's what I'm saying. We got to work on that. That's what we got to work on, brothers. We got to work on being on one accord and staying on one accord. We got to be okay with people being put in positions, man. Everybody ain't cut out to be a boss, man, or the boss. Everybody ain't cut out to be a bay. Everybody ain't cut out to be an L. Some of us have the ability to be both. Most of us don't, right? But one thing I can say, though, for the most part, amongst us black men, we ain't got no problem with hierarchical structure as far as like, you know, everybody being treated fairly, and, you know, everybody is able to, you know, make it happen some type of way financially, or, you know, be able to operate and move as a man. You know what I'm talking about? You know? That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? Look at all my brothers in here saying what's up to each other, meeting and greeting each other, man. That's what I'm talking about, y'all, man. You got to start with us, though, brothers. You hear me? I'm going to say that. It absolutely has to start with us. And when I say, I mean us men. You feel me? Us men, man, we got to put our differences to the side, man. We got to stop that dumbass gangbanging bull. Got to stop that, man. We have to absolutely stop that. We have to eradicate that. Now, you see I use the word eradicate, unless you know how serious I am about that. That stuff ain't never served us, man. I've had a disdain towards it my whole entire life, man. You hear me? Despise. Mr. O, my Joe from Chicago, what happened? You know, I despise gang culture, gang mentality. I despise that shit, especially when I found out where it all come from. I knew my whole life the reason why I felt towards this specific part of our reality I have. And when I found out the origins and where it stemmed from, I said, oh, that's the reason why I had a disdain for this stuff ever since I can remember. While all my friends in the early 90s, when the blood dudes and the Crip dudes from out of California was coming to my city, because it was going down like that back in the day. Pretty sure it was going down like that in your city too. You feel me? When the Cali niggas was bringing to work, you feel me? You know, spreading across the country, you did. I just never could get into the gang stuff, man. And you know, the way gangs spread across the country is not no mistake, no happenstance. It's not that those dudes was so smart, or no, man. Y'all gotta understand what happened, man. Maybe we'll talk about it one of these days, man. But being on code with each other, y'all, consists of a lot of stuff, man. Being on code with each other consists of us being okay with hierarchical structure. Being on code consists with us being able to have conversations with our fellow brethren, man, without being all feminine and in your feelings and wanting to yell and scream like how a lot of you dudes do on this here YouTube. Yeah, that's crazy to clown somebody for not wanting to join the game. That's wild. But yeah, though, man, the Black Panthers, man, they represent back in the day what it's like, or what we see, or what happens, or what's a result of when black men get on one accord with each other, and to the levels and to the extents the powers that be will go to dismantle such. Right? Now we can take it a little bit recent times, right? You know what I'm saying? We can bring it to the recent times with BMF. You feel me? I respect this dude, Big Meech, because he's still alive to tell his story. He got his son playing him. I mean, come on, how ill can it get, man? You know, I respect Big Meech's business acumen. You hear me? Because in order to run such an organization takes a mind of a very intelligent guy. You hear me? I don't want to hear, but he sold drugs. Most of these families who run these Fortune 500 and 200 and 100 companies, their families did very nefarious things to create their generational wealth. So you ain't going to sit up here and see me trying to lambast my brother Big Meech because he was the biggest dope dealer in American history. Next to Rick Ross. Maybe bigger than Rick Ross, for real, to be honest with you. Y'all got to think, and I'm not bragging, I'm just talking about business-wise. I'm talking about business-wise. Y'all got to think, Big Meech ran a multi-million, if not billion-dollar industry. He had a nice 22-year run. Oh, you already know, scaring to the greater heights. I don't think I ever, I said scaring, my bad, brother. Soaring to greater heights. I don't think I ever seen you in the chat, but you know, my black brethren and sisters from all over the world, if you all about rocking with us FBAs and supporting whatever we got going on without none of that hating ass, Nick, you hear me? You're more than welcome to type on here. You're welcome, right? More than welcome to be here. I ain't got to know you from a can of paint. You hear me? But one thing you ain't gonna hear me doing anymore, because we got to be honest and have some humility. I'm not going to be engaging in any type of effery with any of my brothers on platforms that ain't ran by us. I'm a firm believer if anybody should capitalize off of our misery, it should be us. So, you know, and I'm about to show an example of that too. But in recent times, we can point to BMF and Big Meech. He ran a I'm going to say billion-dollar industry. Y'all can say I'm gassing it up or whatever, but the illegal drug trade is definitely a multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar industry. And for a long period of time in America, Big Meech ran it. And he lived to tell his story and do his time like a man and come home. Allegedly. Right? Always got to throw that allegedly in there. But my brother Big Meech, man, I respect his business acumen. And if you think a dude who was at his level doing it for as long as he did, with that type of network he had set up across 50 states, you know, if you was getting work in America, specifically in the major cities, you probably was getting it from BMF at some point. Or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. That's what the newspapers say anyway. You feel me? Shout out to the big homie Big Meech. Meech about to come home. You know, like Big Meech about to come home. So, you know, he did his time like a straight up G. I gotta salute that. And hopefully when he come home, he changed his life for the better and he get into other things. You feel me? But another example of staying on code while being on these people's platforms with one another, right? Young Jalen, what's good? Right? Another example of being on code with each other. Right? This is another example. This is a major example of being on code. Shout out to my brother Flea, aka Killer Cam. You hear me? I used to live at the residence on 161 after Club 69. Used to get their guns. Huh? Shout out to my man Flea.
First, when you saw that video of Diddy, Cassie in that hotel, did you recognize that Sean Combs?
What I want to say, first of all, when I seen the video, everything in the video was egregious. I'm against. I don't support all the charges that's alleged against him. I don't support any of that trafficking, minors, domestic violence. I'm totally against it. So when I seen the video, yeah, I was kind of upset with it. Being that I know him, he's not necessarily a friend, but yeah, I was upset when I seen it. But
did you recognize
everything
him?
I just said?
Did you recognize that kind of anger at all from your experiences?
I don't know like that. What do you mean? Do I be recognized? Did I recognize him? I seen him. What do you mean my experiences? I seen him and I thought it was disgusting. I didn't do a zoom in to see if it was really him or nothing, but he admitted it was him. So yeah, it was him.
What did you think about the apology that he gave in that other video?
Ain't me for this. The apology ain't for me to decide, for Cassie. What I think about it don't matter.
Now that's what you call. This is part of what staying on code means with each other. Cam could have said a lot about Sean, but this is what I like about Flea, and what a lot of y'all be hating about Flea too, though, man. You feel me? Flea has been in front of big TV screens and cameras for the better part of the past 25 years straight. You hear me? So Cam is very media savvy. He knows how to handle himself in front of the media. He's been on CNN numerous times. Y'all remember the infamous him and Bill O'Reilly joint, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Cam knows how these people work, how they operate, and he took advantage of a situation that was designed to take advantage of him. Hey, man. OG, man, that's why I rock with you, bro. Play you for what you gonna play yourself. And ain't nobody gonna pay you like you pay yourself. That's facts. Huh? That's facts right there, man. And this is a prime example of what it means to be on code. Flea could have said a whole lot of stuff about Sean, man. I'm positive of that. But, you know, he went in there like, listen, man, you know, man, I mean, I know him, but, you know, I'm not about to sit up here and surmise about this or that. I mean, I know him. I don't know him enough to even, like, know any of that type of behavior about him or nothing. It's not like I hang out with the guy. But as far as apology, though, I mean, you know, what I think about it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happened to me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do nothing to me. So what I think about what he did to somebody else really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? As far as the charges, disgusting. I seen a video, you know, I ain't zoom in to see if that was him. He said it was him, you know. Cam did that interview much like how I would have done that. And that's one of the major reasons why I rock with Flea to this day. But I'm also using this as an example of what it means to be on code. That's a prime example of what being on code is. My man, Mr. O, so he said, I'm not going to lie, but gangs and gang violence gave me PTSD, and I became an alcoholic from 16 to 30 because of this shit. Also, I actually have too much disdain for the street. Hey, man, I can respect that, man. Oh, because I've seen some crazy stuff too, man. The fact that I ain't sitting around here messed up behind it now is crazy because I've seen some shit, man. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she is a nice looking chick. You feel me? Like, listen. This is what on, because this is when we talk, when you hear anybody speak about being on code, this is a prime example of what being on code is. Listen, if we're going to lambast each other, we're going to do that on our platforms. Now, I know that sounds crazy, right? Somebody might see like, well, yeah, man, if we're going to trash talk each other, it'll be on our platforms. We'll do it on our platforms. We're not going to go on y'all platforms and talk disdainfully about our brother, even though he is involved with some very, very egregious stuff. You ain't going to hear us saying nothing about him on your platform bad, outside of like what it is. We ain't about to sit up here and get into a conversation about his character or all of that. You know, y'all ain't about to get me in the old shucking and jiving, bad mouthing and lambasting my brethren, even though he involved in some stupid stuff. And that's what being on code looks like, man. Because unless it's very egregious, like, you know, something with some children or something real crazy, they pretty much stay on code with each other. And I don't mean just white people. I mean everybody. Right? Shout out to my brother Flea, man.
He ain't do nothing to me. Cassie need to ask Cassie if she accept the apology. I told you how I feel. I said what I said.
I want to play a conversation that you had on your podcast back in September with Mace. Listen.
Yeah.
When you had your record deal, why did you take me to Biggie Smalls and not Bad Boy?
Man, it's almost gonna bring me to tears to say this. I just, being that I saw you as such.
See, CNN think they slick. And this is what I mean by my brother Cam being media savvy. Because he peeped the play. Right? He peeped the play. I'm gonna just play this, man. Shout out to my nigga Flea. Shout out to Murder, man.
Such a good friend. I wanted to put you with somebody I knew with.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of people ask me that on Instagram, man. Don't have me just out here crying and shit, man. I don't want to get emotional in here, man.
Instantly, I knew Biggie would do right by you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint.
Shout out to my nigga Flea, man. Shout out to my nigga Flea, man. That nigga said I'm about to get some cheeks, man, with this horsepower. This is how you make a mockery of lamestream media. I would have did the exact same shit, man. I would have did the exact same shit. Knowing me, I probably would have took it just a tad bit further. But shout out to my brother Flea. Because I'm telling you, man, when I seen this, I was proud, man. I said, man, damn, I would have exactly did that. I would have did exactly that. Trying to make a mockery, trying to use me to be a media pundit because I against this. Y'all know, man, y'all got me messed up. All them bills we put in to come on CNN to talk about the positive stuff we doing, and now y'all want to try to bring me on here to talk about this. Yeah. I don't know this dude like that. Yeah, she is a nice looking chick, man. Shout out to our brother Flea, man. Let's go.
I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers. Going off what Mace said. Mace was joint.
Look at her face.
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint.
Look at her. You see where her eyes look? Like, no, this nigga did. She was like, no, this nigga did.
I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace know Puff. So I appreciate what Mace said. And of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt that way. I can't really tell you how Puff moves or anything like that. Mace may know better than me because he was signed to Puff. I wasn't. But my show does come on at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's called It Is What It Is. And y'all make sure y'all check it out. I mean, I might get some more information out of Mace from there. But for me to tell you how Puff act and all that, I don't know. I never was signed to him.
Yeah. What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to. Yo, who booked me for this joint?
All right.
Wow, and I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
thanks.
Man, come on, man.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm talking about, right? On a huge platform, we on CNN. Now, that's what being on code looks like. Let me tell you, man, now, Cam talked about this on the show earlier today or yesterday, right? Listen, man, they put in bids to go on CNN to talk about all the positive stuff what Mace doing with his charity work and his help with mental health down there in Atlanta, the programs he got going on down there with the youth in the community. Him and Cam got something going on. Good stuff. They put in bids to come on CNN and talk, and CNN played them. But as soon as this whole stuff start happening with Sean, now y'all want to try to call me in and y'all want to think I'm about to sit here and talk about this dude, man, when y'all could have sit up here. We could have been talking about the positive stuff we doing. Y'all want me to come on here and talk about this dude? Yeah, I'm going to come and act crazy, man. Cam, man, shout out to Cam for that, man. You feel me? Shout out to my brother Flea for that, man. And y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Any of y'all, especially any of us, I seen y'all writing y'all's little posts on Facebook and Instagram and all that crazy stuff, man. As if Cam did something wrong. Cam ain't make us look bad. Cam stood up for us, goofballs. Hey, listen here, man. One thing I'm going to say about Flea, man, I ain't never seen with no weak-looking bras, man. You hear me? You know? And y'all chicks, y'all black chicks love guys like Cam. Y'all love dudes like Flea. You hear me? Say you don't. You know? Shout out to Flea, man. You hear me? Staying on code, y'all, man. This is why they fear us being on code with each other, man. Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, and subscribe to the page, y'all, man. You feel me? They absolutely fear us being on code with each other. I'm telling you, this is a fear they have, man, because they know what happened when we link up. That's why they go to the efforts they go through to try to dismantle our things when we do good on one accord each other. Black Panthers, look at that. Black Wall Street. I mean, you feel me? Let's take it back. Let's take it back, right? All right, let's take it back. Hold on, let me do this real quick, y'all. Smash that like button, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and all of that. All right. We're going to take it back. You hear me? we're gonna take it back. You feel me? Right here in America too, man. You did. We could take it back to right here on our own turf, Jack. The Gullah Geechees. You hear me? Rest in the essence to my brother Geechee. You hear me? Right here in America. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Northern Florida. Right? Right here in America. The Gullah Geechees, man. You hear me? What y'all know about the Gullah Geechees? I know a lot of y'all done heard about the Gullah Geechees, right? But what y'all really know about the Gullah Geechees, though? You did? You hear me?
Sea islands. They were brought from the coast of West Africa to the Low Country and enslaved in order to do the labor of the plantations that helped to build America.
The blending of all of those cultures that came together during the transatlantic slave trade that gave birth to this culture called Gullah.
See, a big part of this history that they leaving out, right, is that the majority of the Gullah people didn't descend from African slaves. A lot of the Gullah Geechee people are indigenous right here to Turtle Island. Not all of them were the products of slaves. They did intermingle, intertwine with them. Yes, they did. Gullahs, the indigenous Gullahs wasn't going. So y'all gotta do y'all's due diligence, man. They try to attach us to this African thing when most of the black people in America absolutely do not originate from Africa, Al-Keebalan at all. Most of us, overwhelmingly mass majority of us. Right? But, you know, for the lack of a, you know, whatever.
Gullah is the most authentic African culture in America. We think Gullah came from the word Gola. The Gola tribe were rice-growing people in West Africa, and they were brought over to develop rice fields.
One of the major reasons why we were selected from the west coast of Africa, especially those rice-producing countries like Sierra Leone, Senegal.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a fascinating cultural group that you may not have heard of, the Gullah Geechee people. They are a unique African-American community that has a rich history, culture, and language. Let's dive in. The Gullah Geechee people are descendants of Africans who were enslaved on the rice and Sea Island cotton plantations of the lower Atlantic coast. The Gullahs are primarily differentiated from other descendants of enslaved Africans by their preservation of traditional West African practices and by their unique Creole language, facilitated by their relative isolation. A further distinction is commonly made within this ethnic group in the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor between the Gullah, who are found in the South Carolina Low Country, and the Geechee, who reside in coastal Georgia and northeastern coastal Florida. The Gala people are descended from enslaved West Africans who were abducted from what is now Senegal, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, and Angola. Many of those enslaved Africans were transported to the West Indies to be seasoned before being taken onward to the port of Charleston, South Carolina, where they were subsequently sold to plantation owners. The owners exploited the prior agricultural knowledge of these enslaved individuals.
See, they leave out a major part of the history because they don't talk about, like I said earlier, the Gullas who are indigenous here. Right? They try to sell us on this idea or this thought process where all black people in the world come from Africa, and that's just absolutely not true. I'm going to be doing some more shows on that too. Black people are all over this planet, and sorry, but every black person on this planet don't come from Africa. Or should I say Alkebulan. Right? Yes, they didn't know. When I say no, I mean, because a lot of us really think that every black person on planet Earth comes from Africa. No, that's absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. All right. Yeah, man. They definitely were, man. You know, it's bound to, listen, y'all, man. The number one fear amongst these, and this is not me being cocky or arrogant. This is a fact. They fear us being on one accord. Because when we get one on accord, or when we get on one accord with another, everything falls in line. You feel me? This is why, like I say, they go through such depths and such lengths, to dismantle whatever we got going on. Right? Let's go.
By forcing most of them to work in rice fields along the coast, other enslaved Indians.
They twisted history up talking about some forced labor. No, this was not forced labor. And most of the Geechees is from right here in America, not Africa.
Individuals farmed cotton, which, like rice, was native to their homelands, and indigo, which was found in parts of Africa. Enslaved farmers built complex systems of irrigation and dams, transforming as much as 236,000 acres of untouched land into about 120,000 acres of tidal rice fields and roughly 116,000 acres of inland rice fields. This development will eventually turn the region into one of the most productive and profitable in the antebellum South. The enslaved population in the region continued to grow even after the United States outlawed the importation of enslaved Africans in 1808. The ancestors of the Gala Getche people brought to this country a rich heritage of African cultural traditions in art, foodways, and music. Today's Gala Getche arts and crafts are the result of products designed by their ancestors out of necessity for daily living, such as making cast net for fishing, basket weaving for agriculture, and textile arts for clothing and warmth. Deeply rooted in music traditions brought to the Americas.
Yeah, y'all can go do y'all due diligence on our Gullah Geechee brethren and sister. You feel me? Look what happened when black folks, you know what I'm talking about? And when I'm having this show, man, this is just, of course, like I said, man, us in America, of course, y'all know we the trendsetters. But this is also out to our black brothers and sisters all across the world, man. Right? You feel me? Instead of y'all allowing yourselves to further be indoctrinated by specifically Black American ideology and propaganda, it would be much better if y'all supported us, especially when it comes to this reparation thing. Because if we get our reparations, and the rest of y'all will too. And I'm of this mindset. Okay, so if y'all want to be lazy and y'all want us to do all the work, then that mean we get a cut. Let's take it to the streets, man. Hold on, you feel me, man? Hey, Latinos, other black people around the world, if y'all want us black folks in America to once again step to the plate and do what will have to be done so we can all get right, hey, we want a cut. Or should I say we taking a cut. Whatever we get for all of us, we going to dole it out to everybody else. How about that? I mean, y'all want us to do all the footwork. We should get the lion's share, right? And this is why we need to get on code with each other, and we need to gatekeep our culture, gatekeep everything. We have to learn how to be separate but equal. And that the ideology that they was supposedly having when they formed the so-called Constitution in these United Snakes of Americus. This is crazy, y'all, man. Just imagine, man. Look at the agent provocateurs that they send through us from amongst us, man, to try to infiltrate our culture, man. Right? Hold on, let me put this on the screen, man. Shout out, hey, man. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about this brother right here, man. And I'm about to get, I ain't going to, because, you know, that goes without saying, though. But, man, when we see one of our brothers doing something and it's having a positive effect and, you know, we can all benefit, we are benefiting from it, man, we should be supporting them brothers, man, versus trying to find out if they doing anything scandalous, man. If you doing something scandalous, it'd be blatant, it'd be found out, man. Just like it is with anybody who do anything scandalous. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people got a lot of smoke for the homie Tariq Nasheed, man. You know what I'm saying? But I got hella respect for the brother. You know what I mean? You know, you can't talk crazy about somebody, man, when they doing what they doing and they haven't they're making it happen. They having results. They successful. They putting other people in positions to win and doing things that can lead to the benefit of us all. You know, unless it's some nefarious things behind that come out or that's like able to be traced. And let me tell you, man, I do my due diligence on everybody. Let me tell y'all something, man. Shout out to the brother Tariq Nasheed. I ain't found no dirt on Tariq, man. Listen here, y'all. I ain't find no dirt on Tariq. That brother ain't part of no fraternities. He ain't a part of no secret fraternal organizations. He ain't involved with no big wig, corporate, none of that. He's fully independently funded by his people who support his supporters. And I gotta salute that. I have to. Very successful. And we got to get out of the mind frame basically hating on each other. We would be in better benefit of us all if we would support brothers like Tariq Nasheed, support brothers like me, support brothers like my brother, Mr. O, support my brethren, Red Supreme TV1, support Minister Jack. You hear me? Support the real ones, man. Not that bull. Right? On code, man. Let's go.
Is that truly a way for us to elevate and operate, or is it just a lost cause and that's just information that we have to debate with?
What we have to do, black people, the thing that we haven't done is get a code meaning a way to deal and react with each other like other dominant societies do. When white people come around, they get on code with each other, even if they don't know each other.
Get on code.
They get on code, no matter where they're from. You can get a white man from England and take him to Australia. They'll get on code with each other once they get around us.
Right.
So they understand to have codes with each other is how they maintain dominance, how they maintain their power. We, on the other hand, we get off code with each other, meaning a lot of times we get around each other and we do things to undermine each other.
Right.
We get around each other and start trying to show out in front of them.
Huh? See what I'm saying? See what they was trying to get Flea to do? That's what we're talking about right here, man.
White people and try to pander to them, and we don't look out for each other.
Right.
That's not having a code. Code of conduct, meaning, are we going to do things that's going to empower?
But why don't we have a code? I mean, when we come from, even think like the Igbo and the different tribal concepts, that's all code.
It is. But the problem is when they start bringing us to the Western Hemisphere, they learn from Haiti, because when they start bringing people to Haiti, they were bringing over too many people from the same tribes. They were on code. They knew how to communicate with each other, and they start beating the hell out of the French.
Right.
So they start learning from that mistake. So they said, we're going to have to start getting a tribe from here, a tribe from there. They can't communicate with each other. Let's remove these drums. Remember, they took all those drums from some of those islands.
Force of communication.
Exactly. Because you can tell somebody, hey, boom, kill that motherfucker at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they started mixing up all these different tribes, so we couldn't communicate. We didn't have the same codes. We didn't have the same tribal customs, and that was a problem there. And they made sure we didn't get on code. Even in slavery, they made sure that black people, if they made laws, if more than 5 black people got together, a white person had to be there.
Yeah.
When black people went,
gang injunctions now.
Same thing. Same thing. They start making laws where white people had to be in church with black people because they knew that black people in church, they were in their secrets and singing their secrets, because we were on code.
Yeah.
We were singing them songs.
Swing low, sweet cherry.
Exactly. They were like, wait a minute.
that means somebody coming. Yeah. And they coming to get us all that down over there by the water.
Exactly. Down in Brazil, brothers had codes. They were pretending to dance, but they were doing capoeira.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they start beating the hell out of
with dance moves.
Exactly. All of a sudden he's dancing and doing the Dougie, then he'll kick your fucking chin off.
Exactly.
So they said, wait a minute, we got to get them off code.
Right.
All of these things were codes, and we've been prompted to not be on code with each other. And one way they get us off code is by getting a black person and saying, I'm going to elevate you. I'm going to give you a lot of money. I'm going to give you a lot of prestige, so you don't be like them, so you stay off code with them. And then they'll dangle
letting a few in the house.
Exactly. So
that's exactly what's happening right now. Right here on YouTube. Right here on YouTube is where this is happening right now. Same old tactics, man. And the fact that you dudes be falling for it is terrible. The fact that somebody like me will be called a hater for saying that is even worse. Right? You got a bunch of guys over here with no game, don't know nothing about these bras, don't know nothing about nothing, barely be knowing what they be talking about when they really talking about something actually worth talking about. Brothers ain't got no charisma. Rest of the essence, they ain't charismatic and magnetic. You can tell when you listen to these guys, you can tell. This is how you know it's a lot of goofy dudes in the world, because y'all be listening to these people on YouTube and y'all can't tell who goofy and who ain't goofy. That's crazy to me, man. You know? But what Tariq's saying is the truth, though, man. We get on each other's platform. I mean, I've done it. That's what I'm saying. So we gotta have a code of conduct, how we operate, man. We're gonna sit up here and lambast each other. We're gonna go on Tariq's platform. We're gonna go to arealtalk.com. Go to my platform and do that, which is coming soon. Come to arealtalk.com. Come to artmediallc.com. artmedia.com. If you want to tap in, man, we got the platform and we do whatever we want. Talk about whatever we want. All that, man. You know, Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the
They
page.
dangle that
Talking
carrot.
about being on code, y'all, man. It is absolutely must. And I'm telling you, man, we got a good start already, man. And this is where I'll be talking about, man. Jap already made the 30 code, man. Go to that brother's Patreon and sit up there and pay that $5 and become a member of his Patreon and watch that 30 code. I got a lot of respect for Jack for making that right there, because that's a very good start. If that was implemented amongst, let's say, just even at, let's just start on the scale of the major 14 cities where most of us is at, because going everywhere else would be, let's just start on the major 14 cities where most of us are at with that 30 code. And I'm telling you, man, a code of conduct, a set of rules, laws, regulations that we stick to and agree to adhere to unilaterally amongst us. One of those being, we want to publicly stop using the word NIGGA amongst other groups of people when we're by ourselves or when we're in groups. Just yesterday, when I went to the birria spot to go get me some tacos, I found myself on the phone talking to my brother Nino, and I realized I was the only black person in here, and it's only Mexicans in here. I'm talking to him on the phone, and I'm like, "Yeah, my name," and I stopped, and I stopped myself, and I said, "You know what? Let me slow down." You feel me? And that's what I'm talking about. We start with ourselves, man. You feel me? Start with yourself. Let's go.
Of wealth and riches if you stay off code with the other people. That's why when a lot of black people will go to a white run entertainment company or any kind of business, we don't really want to click up with each other because we don't want to look like we're getting on code and being perceived as a threat.
Right.
Because that's what's going to happen every trip. You know? This is what we need to be focusing on, y'all, man. You feel me?
Some project and before Edia Bay or Chese, or how I will do a man for FMU or blah.
Allah means that you are a descendant of.
You know? That's what we need to do, y'all, man. Getting on one accord with each other. Right? Now, let me always got to remind y'all something, right? Right? And I don't want to be arrogant when I say this, right? But I got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to BS y'all. I ain't been BSing y'all, and I ain't about to start. But if you would tap in and walk with me, y'all can kind of maybe get where I'm about to go with this, man. Because I talk about us black folks. Right? When they passed this legislation, they did it with everybody in mind, but specifically targeting us for various reasons, right? Obvious reasons at that. You feel me? But this legislation right here, man, was strategically, specifically designed for us, but holistically designed for everybody. I keep telling y'all about HR 1955, man. Y'all hear me periodically talk about this. I've done plenty of shows on it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do some more. You feel me? Especially since in my city of Columbus, Ohio, 10 people got shot this weekend, this past. They said we was already here when they got here, and to go deeper, many of our what they call world buildings are still here. Some of us were right in front of us. They're just what they built. Yeah, exactly, man. I ain't fooling nobody, man. But when it comes to HR 1955, y'all, and I want y'all to understand this is a real important part of us getting on code. And getting on code also means to inform ourselves of what's going on. This is why I say we all stay in our lane and we do what we do. I said there has to be L's and the bays, and everybody can't be an L, and everybody can't be a bay, and most of us can't be or not going to be both. We have to learn how to work in tandem and in conjunction with each other, man. The warrior class with the intellectual class working together equally, unilaterally. And we'll divvy up and we'll hierarchize and we'll elect to who we need to elect to collectively, like we always have done. We ain't got no, like I said, us black folks, specifically here in America, we ain't got no problem with hierarchical structure as long as everybody eating. Big meats prove that. But what happens every time? Right? So when we're talking about HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act, it was designed specifically to undermine us getting on code. When you look at the legislation in this, the text of this legislation, the language is very vague and broad, but very direct at the same time. All right. Now, I always have to do this because I want to put into perspective for y'all how serious the situation is. Now, I always have to remind y'all when I talk to y'all about HR 1955, I have to reiterate and remind y'all that this is not me conjuring anything up. When I sit down here and I analyze and I break down what this legislation is saying, I'm not putting 100 on 10. I'm not super or overemphasizing. I'm not adding nothing. I'm not bigging it up. No, I'm telling y'all what it is. This is law. This is what the U.S. government came up with concerning homegrown terrorism and violent radicalization and ideologically based violence. The Homegrown Terrorism and Prevention Act. The Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. This is an act of Congress. This is the law. This came out 27 years ago. I said 27. 17 years ago. All right. And in this legislation, when we read the text, as I always do with y'all, we have to study these three terms. Violent radicalization. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Right? Now, when you're thinking about us getting on code, adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating what they call ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Now, when you think about getting on code, black people getting on code, look what's happening with our music. They trying to infiltrate and they trying to take over and hijack hip hop, and we holding on with the iron fist that's covered in the velvet glove. You feel me? And you see what they're doing to us when we sit over here trying to defend our stuff. They're calling us racist. They're calling us troublemakers, divisionists. We're being divisive. See? They got legislation for this. This legislation was designed for us specifically, but for everybody unilaterally and in totality. Because they want to give certain groups of people the air of the mind frame of they're not going to do it to us. At the same time, ingrained in our psyche as black people that they're doing it only to us. Did y'all catch that? Pause. Do y'all see the mind effery going on right there and how they play us against each other? They got us black folks thinking that they're doing it to only us, while they're convincing everybody else to think that it's not going to happen to them. And there you have just a petri dish, if you would, of subjects to just siphon seemingly insurmountable amounts of very low dense vibrating energy you need to operate this reality and to maintain structural integrity and control over it. H.R. 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act of 2007. Last thing George Bush signed into law, for y'all homeboy Barry got up in there. And he made sure H.R. 1955 was in full fruition, or pause, came into full fruition. Now think about this legislation that I'm reading to y'all, man, right? Y'all hear me say this term a lot, violent radicalization. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system. Now, black folks getting on code is considered an extremist belief system, is it not? Look how we're treated, specifically in the mainstream media, when we basically just stand up for ourselves and defend that which is ours, which is our culture and our history. You got these people trying to tell us what our history is like we don't know. See, what it is that we're not taking the program anymore. Much like a lot of other people are not. But, you know, for the most part, most of us are beginning to wake up, like Neo in the Matrix. And a lot of us is just unplugging each other, pause, right? Oh, well, that's what's up, man. Soaring to great heights, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV. See, real ones, we rock with each other. We support each other. And this is what we got to do, man. Everybody ain't cut out for this shit, man. You hear me? When it comes to creating this content, covering this stuff, man, you got to have super high integrity. You got to be knowledgeable. You got to do your due diligence, man. You got to be charismatic and magnetic. You got to be able to hold a conversation with somebody. You got to be subjective and objective at the same time sometimes, man. It's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on, but you got to keep it to where it don't get to cognitive dissonance. It just remains contradiction. Because by nature, we're contradictory. We can't allow ourselves to get to the highest level of that, which is cognitive dissonance, right? You know, you got to understand the difference between the two. But I talk about HR 1955 because this coincides with us getting on code, because this is the very legislation that is going to be, or that is set in place to prevent us from getting on code, or should I say, to stop us from getting on code when we decide that's what we want to do. Because when we get on code with each other, when we start operating fairly, equally, showing love to each other like other groups of people do, we don't lambast each other on other platforms amongst ourselves. We handle our stuff internally. We do business with each other. We live in isolated communities where it's nothing but us. We don't do business with no outside communities, as far as we don't go, man, listen. We go set up shop in other people's communities. Go set up barbershops in the H. They all jacking our swag anyway. Just like I did the show on Monday, man, we taking our stuff back. Not only is we going to defend and protect and gatekeep what we already got, we coming to get everything that's been stolen too. I mean, we coming for rock music. We coming for all genres of music. We coming for industries. And this is what they fear, y'all. They fear us getting on code with each other because we carry this. They know who we are, man. Now, that's another conversation for another day. But they know who we are. That's why DMX made that song. They don't know who we be. That was a song of rest in the essence to DMX, man. You hear me, man? Rest in the essence to X for making that song They Don't Know. That song They Don't Know by X was a taunt. Right? That's why I think X was saying that. DMX was a true artist for real, man. Rest in the essence to that brother, man. DMX they know damn well who we be, right? I think that was a jab at the music industry for real. Just rest in the essence the Dark Man X, man. Because they know who we be. This is why they come up with this legislation. But what they done tricked all y'all other groups of people into believing and thinking is that they're not coming for y'all. Just like they did to the you know what I'm saying, to the Germans over there in Germany. You know? First, I thought they was coming for the trade union, and the trade union. Then they came for this, and then I said I wasn't. Then they came for them. I was like, I'm not one of them, and they came. I'm not one of them. But when they finally came for, hey, we want you. There was no one else left to speak out for you to say, yeah, son, yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. We don't do that, man. The number one fear is if us black folks get on code, Jack. You know as well as I do in the system. Look, I'm not even going to put it, listen. Let's take it to another step further. Right. The system knows this. This goes beyond race, skin color, ethnicity, culture, and all of that. We're going to go on another level with it. This is why this legislation is in place too. Right? We the chosen ones, man. We carry that one frequency, man. And it's a specific amongst us that carry an even more potent, if you would, frequency. You dig? And this is why they went to efforts, right? Like how I'm about to show y'all. Let me finish breaking down HR 1955, right? The other term that I really, and this is why I talk about this, y'all, because I want y'all to understand how serious this is. This term right here is the term that I want people to really focus on, right? I want y'all to focus on ideologically based violence. Now, and this is why I tell y'all to read 1984 by George Orwell. When they start changing up the language, y'all, and I swear when I first, when I first got locked up, that's like right when they was first starting to introduce like emojis and stuff like that on our cell phones. And I knew we was being beta tested because we was all basically working with analog flip phones. Some of us have phones with internet on them. You know, it was weird to use and it was funny. It wasn't real and flowy like how it is now, because this is basically a computer with phone capability. I want y'all to know, this is basically a computer. A handheld miniature computer, right? And now here we are, man. And I want y'all to understand this specific word or this term and what it means. This is the U.S. Now, I got to remind y'all, this is not me making this up. This is what the U.S. government defines this term as. Ideologically based violence. The term ideologically based violence means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual to promote the group or individual's political, religious, or social beliefs. See, back in 2007, y'all got to remember what was going on. And y'all got to remember the previous 7 years, what transpired in our country. And as a result of those previous 7 years, what happened after 2007 led us to where we at right now. Specifically with us coming to the point to where, once again, the Black people are waking up and we're starting to realize that the jig is up and we're starting to actually physically show that we're moving towards getting on code with each other. We ain't there yet, nowhere near it, not even in the tunnel halfway through and seeing the light at the other end. Yeah, self-discipline is definitely a key factor. But I want y'all to understand how serious this legislation. They prepared for this. They know that it was going to come a point in time when everybody, but specifically us, was going to be like, nah, we're not having this. And they prepared for this with this legislation. Like I said, this legislation is specifically targeted at us, but it's holistically designed for everybody in America. They want us to be so divided. This is why I say they want us to be so divided. Versus living separate but equal. What does that mean? Being able to interact and engage and do business with each other, but we don't have to actually live with each other. Much like how they had all those different tribes in the Black Panther movie that all came on one accord under an elected official, King T'Challa. Man, listen. But it's always always an old M'Baku type dude, right? Who want to go do his own thing instead of just play his position in the grand scheme. You hear me? Oh, I think I'm gonna have to write that down. Hold on. I'm gonna have to record that. Hold on, Jack. Hold on. That was a cold game for y'all right there. See, stuff like that, I don't even be thinking about shit like that. I just say that shit. And that's what a lot of you guys' mentality is. Everybody wants to be the boss, but everybody ain't got what it takes to be a boss. Everybody ain't got what it takes to be a leader. Some people don't need to be leaders. Some people need to be something different. Everybody ain't cut out to be a leader, unfortunately. Somebody from my Facebook group hit me up. Hold on, I'm about to send somebody a link real quick, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You dig? All right. I want y'all to understand this term. This is legislation out of HR 1955, the 2007, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. They specifically designed this legislation at a time where they knew allegedly a black president, Barack Obama, was coming in. He was going to sneak in the fun boy agenda and legislation. And now we at where we at now, to where all this stuff has been done against us. We starting to realize the fallacy of going along with this two-party system. None of it works for us. We've been systematically more manipulated than ever, and we're starting to see it, and we're starting to get on one accord. We're starting to get on the street of going down the path to getting on code with each other, and they're running scared. Look what they talking about. Some they created hip hop now. They talking about some they helped us create a hip hop now, and we just can't have that. And this legislation right there, right here, is a legislation back in 2007 that was put together to if you would, remedy the situation legally. This gives them the legal right to convene with their little committee they got made up of people from out of the private sector and the military and industry and government. Agencies like Homeland Security, the CIA, the State Department, people from the Treasury, people from all different branches of government convening together out of this committee for the HR 1955 committee. Whenever they come across an instance or happenstance or a situation where they think they're dealing with homegrown terrorism, violent radicalization, or ideologically based violence. Yeah, that just happened this weekend, man. Y'all can go look up on your TV. 10 people just got shot. I think 2 of them died down here in a nice area in our city. Supposed to be prestigious. Italian Village. Crazy. Right down the street from Ohio State campus. They try to, listen, I said, y'all can make this area look as nice as y'all want. This is still the hood. That's the short north. They're going to say us getting on code is ideologically based violence. They're going to say that that we're planning to use, or we're threatening to use force or violence. Not force and violence, not forceful violence, not violent force, but force or violence, which means there's a separation between the two. In this situation, violence and force are not the same things. Because it's saying if they use, plan to use, or threaten to use force or violence. So you can only be using one or the other, not both. So when you look up the word force, we got about 12 definitions of force. One of them is mental and moral strength, the ability to persuade someone is considered to be force. So if you plan or threaten to use, or if you plan to use, or if you actually use your ability to influence somebody to change, you could be considered a homegrown terrorist spreading ideologically based violence and violently radicalizing people. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? Put a number 11 in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all right now. And this is why specifically I pushed this so hard, this HR 1955 thing, man. I really ain't been going hard on it like I normally have been, but I'm about to, because I see I got to. I want to keep putting in perspective that they are prepared for this, y'all. This is the point of this show tonight. They're prepared for this, specifically for us, because they know it's only so much we gonna take. I almost get the feeling, well, I ain't gonna say I get the feeling, no, they're doing it on purpose. I think these people have gotten arrogant to the point to where they ain't going to just all out try to bum rush us. Right? But they're going to try to systematically pick at us and see if we'll fall for it. They're going to start saying that when we trying to get on code with each other, that we're spreading ideologically based violence. They're going to say that we're violently radicalizing each other because we're talking about getting on code, which means we want to do business with each other. We want to just stick to and bettering and empowering our communities. We're not saying that we're against anybody else. We're not saying we won't do business or interact with anybody else. But when it comes to things of a social nature, political nature, financial nature, educational structure nature, like all other groups of people, we want to have our own communities. We want to invest in that and focus on that for like the next 5 to 10 years. That's why they're not going to give us no, man. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't deserve the reparations. I'm not saying they're not owed, but actually getting them. When I had this discussion and it comes up, y'all, I gotta always keep my same sentiment. I don't ever speak about it in the sense that it's actually going to happen, because I know in my heart of hearts it's not in the way we would think anyway. And to think that the major force that has been operating this reality, specifically and especially out of this country for at least the past 200-300 years, 400 years, y'all think they're about to just give up their power like that? Y'all understand what it means to give somebody reparations? Do y'all even further understand the amount of money that is owed to the so-called Black people of America, the so-called indigenous natives, if you would, for the lack of better terms? Don't y'all think? Just imagine, man, 400 plus years, and that's just what they have on day. This is not going back further than what it probably really stemmed from in its form that we know about it through this so-called 400 years of whatever. Yeah, it ain't no joke, man. It's just as violent in my city as anywhere else. That's the whole thing. It ain't about, and look at that and tricked us into thinking that it's something cool about saying stuff. I used to be laughing at. I used to be, I ain't gonna say laugh. I used to be so disappointed when I hear them, especially the young brothers in the joint, talking about what cities is known for the next body, just talking about it like it's just cool. I'm like, y'all don't realize what y'all saying? Y'all realize the conversation that y'all having, and we're in prison? Like, y'all don't even realize, like, this is crazy, man. Indoctrination is real, man. You feel me? It's very real. You know? Yeah, my nigga Nino, sorry, man. You know, my nigga Joe, rest in essence to my brother Joe, man. I'm gonna have to take some bereavement off work and go to my brother's funeral, man, because that's what I was my home. He was a childhood friend of mine, man. I just recently spoke to Joe too. Like I mean, it was a minute ago, but it was recent for me, you know what I'm saying? Because we, you know, we grown now, brothers doing their thing. You know, we really don't hang out and talk as much as we used to with some of the with certain homies, but you know, the love was always there. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I talked to my brother Joe, man, we supposed to link up, go get some drinks, chop it up. But you know, I live out east, he live in north. We do work schedules, all that. You know, brothers doing different things. It was, you know, I seen my brother at the Northeast reunion a couple years ago. You know what I'm talking about? You dig? And yeah, man. You know, man. Listen here, y'all, man. They're going to say when we start to really get lit and listen, look what they doing. Y'all gotta peep the play. Look how they set it up. They send out people like Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes, people like Pete Rock. Oh, when I heard Pete Rock said what he said, man, that hurt my heart. I'm not playing none of that stuff on my show, man. That's it. That stuff right there, man. Pete Rock, man. Y'all, the way y'all dudes, man. Who paying y'all, man? Who's paying y'all? It's just despicable, man. Shout out to Lord Jamar from one of my favorite groups, Brand Nubian. Shout out to Lord Jamar, man, for staying 10 toes down and defending our culture, the culture he know we created. He ain't about to play into none of that. Oh, nah, man. Man. And to anybody don't understand, to anybody who doesn't understand why it's so important to defend our culture and what's ours, ask any other groups of people, well, why do they defend theirs? And it's the reason why other groups of people to defend their culture, especially from us, because they know we're going to do it better. Right? Crazy, man. You know, you gotta learn how to be separate but equal, man. You feel me? We gotta get on code with each other, man. It is absolutely important because they got legislation set up already for us, specifically us, everybody else as well too. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Other groups of people. This applies to you too. Now, mind you, in this legislation, let me tell you what they say. Let's scroll on down to the findings, right? Right? I want y'all to pay attention to number 7. This is the findings right here. Right? Y'all can see it highlighted right there. Yeah, y'all can see it. Right? Tap in, walk with me, man. Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races, ethnicities, and religious beliefs. And individuals should not be targeted based solely on race, ethnicity, or religion. Do y'all see the mind effery in that, the double speak in that, the cognitive dissonance in that? Do y'all not see the mind effery and the cognitive dissonance in that statement? This is legislation. This is the law. Go look it up for yourself. Government.gov. I mean, you know, yeah. I said government.gov. You feel me? Yeah. Congress.gov. My bad. I'm gonna read this again for y'all, man. Now, I gotta keep reminding y'all, this is the law. This is not Verge reaching from articles and putting stuff together and connecting. No, this is the law. This is a congression. This is an act of Congress. George W. Bush signed off on this. This is the law. I want y'all to understand that. Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races. Not just us black folks, not y'all, other groups, all races. So that means everybody in America and the world is subject to being deemed a homegrown terrorist, spreading ideologically based violence, therefore violently radicalizing people. All races can potentially do this. Ethnicities and religious beliefs. Now, here's the cognitive dissonance and the mind effery. And I'm going to read the whole sentence again. Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races, ethnicities, and religious beliefs. But, and individuals should not be targeted. Not they will not be targeted. Not they are not targeted. But they should not be targeted. Do you understand why it's important to understand language? This is why I tell y'all to study etymology, study the meaning of words, but go deeper with etymology and study the origin of words. Refresh yourself with English, the confusing trick language that it is. And understand that these words, the smallest words like for and an, not A-N-D. How these small little words can change what things mean. Right? Now tap in and walk with me, man. Individuals should not be targeted based solely on race, ethnicity, or religion. See the contradiction in that? Or should I say the cognitive dissonance in that? It sit up here in one hand, it says individuals who could basically be accused of violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence. They span all races, ethnicities, and religious beliefs, but you ain't going to be targeted based solely on your religious beliefs, your ethnicity, or your race. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, of course, there's going to be other factors outside of your race, your religion, and your ethnicity. You know? So what else is it going to be based off of? Right? You know, basically they saying everybody could be considered guilty of violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideology-based violence, but that doesn't mean if we say you're guilty of it, we're basing it off of your race, ethnicity, or your religion. So that lets you know they ain't coming for just us black folks. What a lot of us seem to got in our head. I have these conversations with my brethren and my sister, and I just see the victimhood mentality is literally ingrained into the fabric fibers of our psyche and our very DNA. Just just embodying and personifying victimhood. Oh, they doing it to us, and they're doing it to everybody. Now, are they specifically doing it to us? Yes. But it doesn't take the fact or weigh the fact that they're doing it to everybody else as well. And this just proves it right here. What's going on ain't happening to just us black folks. That's what I want y'all to understand. But understanding the other side of that, the importance of us getting on code with each other. And in essence, or in turn, when that happens, as a whole, we'll be better to interact with other groups. Which is really what these people don't want. Because if we can get on accord amongst ourselves, you want to know why they don't want us to get on accord amongst ourselves? Because if we get on accord amongst ourselves, we're not going to need to mess with nobody else. It wouldn't be no point for us to. We'll be a fully self-contained unit. And I'm talking about just us black folks here in America. We generate collectively, our spending power collectively is about $3 trillion. Did you know that? It's got higher. Uncle Diggity, what's happening, man? I want you to stay after the show, brother, if you can. I'm about to end it here in about 10, 15 minutes, man. I want y'all to understand, man, that this legislation is targeted at everybody, but it is definitely specifically targeted at us. Because if we get on one accord amongst ourselves, the so-called black people in America, we actually will change things, as history has proven. Okay, that's what's up, Uncle Diggity. Make sure you stick there. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and sit up there and drop the link, because maybe I'm sitting here talking, man. Why ain't y'all say nothing, man? That's crazy. Why ain't y'all say nothing? I would have been dropped the link for y'all brothers and sisters, man. My bad, man. Because this is serious, man. It's very serious that we get on code with each other. It's very important and very serious. You know? It really is. That's why me and L doing a lot of the stuff we doing. And I'm telling y'all, what I'm putting together for us, man, listen, y'all, I'll keep giving y'all little snippets, but I want to make sure everything is right. I don't want to just be no old hit and skip ass. I want it to be something right, man. We're going to have city funding and all of that, baby. You hear me? We about to put some beautiful things together, Jack. You feel me? I might be working with these brothers right here. And this is the reason why I got this t-shirt on, man. Because the show is about us getting on code with each other. And this is the reason why I got this t-shirt on. This t-shirt right here is from an organization called the African American Wellness Agency. Maybe y'all familiar with it. And the Walk for African American Male Wellness is coming up here in August. So we're going to get our health screen. I go every summer. I've been going every summer since I've been home, which will be 8 years. This is my 8th time going this year. You know, hurrah for me. Home 8 years. Ain't been back to jail. Don't commit crimes anymore. You know, living straight and narrow, man. You did. And I feel great, to be honest with you. You know, because ain't nobody trying to go back to that who's gal, man. You know, I know I ain't. Like I say, unless it's for what I'm doing now. So, you know what I'm saying, man? Understand, y'all, that HR 1955 is definitely designed for all of us. And the reason why I say it's important for us to get on code, y'all, because, man, listen what we up against. Like I keep telling y'all, like I said earlier in the show, look at the efforts they go through. That they go to. Look what they're willing to do to stop and prevent us from getting on code with each other and taking back what's rightfully ours and basically just standing up for ourselves. They're going to say we spread an ideologically based violence. because we're talking about doing business only with ourselves. We're talking about enriching our communities. We're talking about stopping the violence. We're talking about changing up our lyrics and music. We're talking about stop using the word NIGGA. We're talking about educating ourselves from ourselves. We're talking about doing commerce amongst ourselves and business amongst ourselves, building our communities economically, socially. You know what I'm saying? Repairing and rebuilding and establishing family. We getting married. We creating generate that, man. Listen, y'all gotta understand how deep this stuff goes, and it goes way further than that. But we're gonna keep it real surface level for the most of us, because most of us ain't even nowhere near where it's really going. And I mean, perceptual wise, perceptually prepared to even have conversations of a certain level. And that's not an insult to anybody's intelligence. It's just true. So we're just going to keep it at this level for right now. Right? They're going to say we're spreading ideologically based violence and that we're violently radicalizing each other, therefore deeming us homegrown terrorists. Look at the legislation, read the definitions of the terms, look at the findings. They say that they want to, number 5, they want to eradicate. They plan to eradicate these groups, these people who are accused of or possibly being accused of this stuff you hear me speak tonight with this legislation. What you know about the U.S. government wants to eradicate homegrown terrorism. It wants to eradicate ideologically based violence. It wants to eradicate violent radicalization. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? My brother Uncle Diggity, what's good?
What up, bro? Just waking up around this motherfucker, tired.
Violent radicalization. Homegrown terrorism. Ideologically based violence. Uncle D, you hear me talk about this all the time, bro. You know, I just want y'all to know how serious this is, man. This ain't no bullshit, man. And I talk about this in the way that I do because I want y'all to understand how serious this is. All right. Now, see, you know, other conversations, you know, you can say this is where the separation into speculation, this is where the separation into what y'all would say is conspiracy theories and all of that. No, this is in fact the law. This is an act of Congress. And Congress found that they want to eradicate homegrown terrorism. They want to annihilate, eradicate. Do y'all understand what the word eradicate means? And the U.S. government has found that it wants to eradicate ideologically based violence. It wants to eradicate us getting on code with each other.
They already foresaw it.
On accord with each other. What you say, Uncle Diggity? Go ahead, bro.
Excuse me. They already they already foresaw this coming. Exactly. That's why they trying to put laws in place and all of that. They knew niggas wasn't gonna stay asleep forever. They know all this mess, you know what I mean? So they gotta, you know, take whatever precaution they can to stop it from happening, but it ain't gonna stop it. It's inevitable. So it is what it is.
Now, and this is why I like how I love my brother Uncle Diddy's pragmatic view on these very serious issues. I understand it though. You know me, Uncle Diddy. I'm talking about like I understand why, bro. Because we done sit up there and been through the fire. It's kind of like the one boy character out of y'all ever seen Fear the Walking Dead? I think his name is Jesse. He was the young boy who was the dope fiend. He was on heroin and stuff. So when the apocalypse hit, he was adapted like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's kind of like that with some of us with this stuff. Like, case in point, me and Uncle Diggity have lived out of 2.4 cubic metal boxes for years of our life at a time. That means psychologically, we're prepared to live off of very little if need be.
Right.
Now, y'all got to understand how important that is in a situation that could possibly potentially happen in our near future right now. Now, who would be better off in society with them type of experience and skills? So think about that. Why niggas try to clown niggas who've been to the joint. You hear me?
Yeah.
We know how to survive off of very little.
Very little. I had I had stove and shit, but as far as the whole experience go, you have very little. I'm the type of person you want to keep my mind clouded with bullshit.
Right.
If you give me time to think, you're in trouble. So all that did, was give me hella time to think.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
And it's like this is why when you in the joint, especially now, this is why they allow the things to happen they do. They allow the drugs to come in. They allow the phones to come in. They want to give up a sense that the system that currently is. Listen, y'all better, man. I mean, the fact is, see, I guess to some extent, and I don't want to say this, but it's true. If you ain't going to understand the play unless you done been in the joint and sit up there and did what I know me and my brother Uncle Diggity done did. You hear me? And when you went there for them years and you just really be of the mind of like say me Uncle Diggity and you see what's really going on, you be like, whoa, you know what I'm talking about? And that's on the macro level, or should I say micro level. And now out here in society, we see how it was in there being applied on the larger scheme and scale, and it's working like a charm. And just to see it happening like this, especially when I see legislation like HR 1955, like they're prepared for this. This is and I want y'all to understand how serious that is when we sit here and tell y'all this. They're prepared for this. What does that mean? That means Boston Dynamics being bought out by DARPA. That means robot police. That means everything we see in our society right now happen. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand how serious HR 1955 is and why it's important for us to get on code, because we have to, no matter what is, because like I say, look what they do. Look at the lengths they're willing to go. Now, this is designed for everybody. I gotta keep reiterating that. This ain't designed just for us black people, man. Now it's strategically and specifically designed for us, but not in totality. It ain't just for it. It's definitely designed for all of y'all too. As you see, the 7th finding by the U.S. government is that all races, ethnicities, religious beliefs could be considered guilty of ideologically based violence, homegrown terrorism, and violent radicalization. But you should not be judged to be so based solely off of that, though. Oh man, and we, like I say, Uncle D, man, when you understand the English language and English grammar and sentence structure and all that, and you be reading this stuff, I just be like, man, and people, man, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's absolutely insane to me, man. And this is why I do what I do, y'all. I break this shit down for y'all, man, so y'all can understand and see for yourself. And like I say, man, the main thing I always got to push with this is not Verse sitting up here piecing things together and drawing conclusions and connecting dots that, connect but really don't. Nah, this is the law. This is legislation. This is the U.S. government. This is it's an act of Congress. George W. Bush signed off on this. Barack Hussein Tara Obama enforced this. You want to know how he did it? Guess how he did it, y'all. Guess how Barack Obama slid in through all the different sublets he can to bring laws into fruition from the federal level down through the states and local level. Guess what he used to do it? It's right in our face. None of y'all gonna guess it, but y'all all know what it is. Guess what he used? Put a number 11 in the chat if you think you know. Bitch ass nigga. Y'all hear us talk about it all the time. And this is what I'm saying, man. They compartmentalize our brains so much that we can't even connect dots no more. We discombobulated. We can't even connect dots no more. We can't even piece what's obvious right in front of our face together. But they done pulled the Disney illusions on us again. The Disney subconscious, you know what I'm saying, when we looking at an image, but we don't see the hidden image within that image. Like when I show y'all from time to time the image of the Disney flowers and you can't see it until I point it out to you, but when you look in the middle of the flowers, it says sex. And then after that, that's all you ever see when you see that image. You're not going to see nothing else but that. Right? That's the beautiful thing about subliminal and hidden messages. Once you see the hidden message inside of the everything else, once you become aware that it's there, you will never be focused on nothing but that image. And that's a good thing. It can be a bad thing too, but mostly a good thing. All right. So yeah, man. Getting on code is Mando, y'all. Look, even at all this risk now, a lot of y'all, and I'm sorry, man, I just ain't got no cut card. I know how to be diplomatic, but in certain times it's not necessary to be. Sometimes you gotta, like my man Jesse the Body Ventura said in Predator, man, we ain't got time to bleed. So all that sentimental shit, when it comes to certain stuff, I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't care about none of that shit. Feel me? Even the Most High said it's a time for war, man. You hear me? I ain't on it, man. You feel me? Like I ain't going. So a lot of y'all dudes, y'all gonna fall right in line with this stuff, man. I'm just gonna say what it is, man. You feel me? And like I said, everybody can't be a bae. You feel me? Some of us had the ability to be both, a L and a bae. Some of us had the ability to be both. Very few. All right, but yeah, I ain't going. I know I ain't going. What about you, Uncle T?
Yeah, nah, man. I didn't. Like, I've been a prisoner before.
I tell you all the time. I said, I've been at the joint, man. I've been a prison, man. You hear me? Listen here, man.
I'm not trying to live like
I ain't afraid. Listen, I've been at the joint. Man, listen. Go ahead, Uncle T.
I said, I'm not trying to live like that just on GP, just because the motherfucker said so and shit, or just because of the way I think, or something I said, or something I believe in, or some shit. No, that's gonna be the final frontier right there.
And I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man, this is where this is going, because this is where they want to go. They want to test out their robots on us, man. They want to test their technology on us. They've been doing it.
Yeah.
They tricked us into letting them do it.
Oh, well, see, they got all kind of foulness going on right now that we falling victim to and shit like that. The whole the Spanish argument and shit like that. That, I mean, literally what you just explained is literally what's happening in real time. People are siding with each other over ideologically based things and becoming groups and on the brink of attacking each other and shit like that. So the whole what
they want.
Yeah, the whole martial law thing, like the catalyst is in play right now for them to try to put the, you know what I mean, put the whoop wop on people and shit. But it's all there. I mean, it's there. It's all there. If you have the sight, then shit, you'll be able to see it unfold, or, you know, maybe we'll be able to thwart it or do something about it or whatever. But for the most part, it's there. It's, you know what I mean? They foresaw this coming, which is why all the way back when George Bush was president, they start writing this shit into law because they knew they only had about 20 something years before it started cracking. And here we are.
Here we are.
Mr. O, what up, Mr. O?
What's happening, y'all? What's good, man? Uncle Diggity, man. Virgil, what's going on, y'all?
You see it, man. We up in here chopping up the heavy game, man, talking about getting on code, but the what we up against in the pursuit of getting on code. I just gotta let brothers know what we up against.
Or bring me the box or something.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you, buddy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Who say that us black men ain't involved in our children's lives? But yeah, though, man, I just, Mr. O, man, I'll be pause going in on this HR 1955, man, and I made it one of my life goals and efforts, man, to make known what this legislation is, especially amongst us, because I'm telling y'all right now, when this stuff start hitting the fan, this is what they're going to be using. This is what they're going to be using. They're going to say that we're spreading ideologically based violence, and we're violently radicalizing each other, therefore turning us into homegrown terrorists. Because now you gotta get to the definition. Now, this is the government's definitions. This ain't me making this up. This is law. I keep reiterating, this is the law. Right? Like my man Sylvester Stallone said in Judge Dredd, I am the law.
Nah, the way Nino said it, to motherfucking Scotty, I was like, man, no worry, Tito, it's the law.
It's the law, man. Listen, the term ideologically based violence means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual to promote the group or individual's political, religious, or social beliefs. That is what the U.S. government deems ideologically based violence. Now, do y'all want to understand how broad that is? That's not specific at all.
I'm reading the one for violent radicalization, and that shit is broad as fuck too.
Super broad.
That shit is super broad.
Right? The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence, what I just read to y'all, to advance political, religious, or social change.
So that doesn't necessarily mean doing anything.
Yes.
That says promoting an extremist belief system. That's all in your mind.
Right.
For the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change.
Exactly.
That ain't shit. You haven't moved a muscle. All you did was decide in your mind that, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm not finna do. And you start to talk to people about, you know what, we don't need to do that shit. Fuck that shit. That's literally all that is.
Yes. Listen, y'all. Listen, and I'm glad. Listen, Uncle Dan, and it's the point of me talking about this, right? Because we're seeing how back in 2007 they set the play up post 2009-11 to set up the play to establish the thought police and the ministry of truth. This is why I tell y'all to read 1984, man. I don't just say, listen, I don't tell y'all to read these books because I think I'm fucking smart and I read them because I was in a joint and all that dumbass shit you fuck niggas be saying, man. I tell y'all to read that shit so y'all can know the play. 1984, George Orwell told us about this shit. The Ministry of Truth. This is the legislation that's setting up the Ministry of Truth.
Hey, Verge, I really believe that we not even, I think we passed 1984, bro. I think we in a brave new world of Aldous Huxley, Verge.
Just y'all got to understand, both of them dudes, I done did a show on this, y'all. Y'all forgot?
I know they was roommates. Yeah.
They was best friends at one point. I think Orwell was coming from the perspective of trying to warn us and Huxley was all the way with it. My man OG said people are going to pick a side further in the divide. Band together, stand together, man. My nigga OG always coming up with the OG, man. I know you got some bars, man. Listen, I got a dope concept I'm about to come up with that I'm about to discuss with my nigga. Listen, man. Ideologically based violence, violent radicalization. This is very broad, man, and it's broad for a reason because they want to be able to. And this is why I let y'all know, us black folks, man, that this ain't designed for just us, y'all. This is why I speak on the way I do when I be on my brother Red Pepper. This is why I be saying the stuff I say. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for us getting on code with each other. This is why I named the show Getting on Code. I'm all for us doing that. But we got to understand in the process of doing that, it ain't all about us, meaning that this thing ain't just targeted for us. And like I said, this structure that they got specifically in America has manipulated us into thinking from the black people's perspective that they all doing it to just us and only us. And they got all the rest of y'all thinking that they're not going to do it to y'all.
Nah, some of these groups that's gonna end up being targeted were created by the government and shit. The fucking LGBT, the feminism, and for all of these ideologically based groups that use their group or group's message to forward their agenda or whatever the fuck they want to do. That's it's already been written that it's illegal, but you know, they're not acting on it. So when they do decide to act on it, it's already illegal. It's been illegal for over 10 years. So, you know, it's your fault. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, is what they always say. But, you know, some of the groups that they created are going to end up being targeted. So nobody's going to be exempt. You know, if you're prideful about
my brother, man. That's why I love your insight, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out to my baby Risha, man, with the $5 super sticker showing that love, and my brother OG showing that love, man. Listen, and that's the whole point of me doing these shows. That's the whole point of me talking about HR 1955. Brother and sister, they're coming for us for sure. Don't make no mistake about that. But they coming for us, y'all too. Don't y'all ever think that it's not gonna happen to y'all.
Virgil, I survived everything from alcoholism to the street gang violence of Chicago, Inglewood, to be exact, one of the most dangerous fucking sections of all the world.
Sipping on something right now, man.
Yeah, you know I don't drink, bro. I ain't have had a drink almost 5 years. I just got through smoking though. You know what I'm saying?
But shout out to my brother Mr. O for being alcohol free for the past 5 years and bobbers, man.
Blessings, sobriety, man.
Yeah, man. Because listen, man, I'm about to cut back on my smoking heavy too, and I don't even drink that much no more, man. For you gotta have a clear mind nowadays, man. Because listen, like I keep telling you, man, it's the mind games, dude. You see, y'all niggas bringing guns to a mind fight, man. You hear me? The info wars and the mind wars, man. You feel me? I want y'all to be aware of this stuff, man, because listen, man, it's come to the point where the black folks all them niggas is getting on the one court. Now they had help milking hip hop. It's like they antagonize, like they want to try, like I said, they want to try out their technology on us, y'all. That's what it boils down to. They want more control. They want to try out their tech on us. They want to see if they'd be successful
Well, we the first guinea pigs for everything. Where it comes down to, they drug trials. Remember the Tuskegee experiment, where it comes down to so-called overseeing potential crime-ridden areas with these so-called cameras on every street corner, not only just in Chicago but New York and LA. You know,
let me cut your wisdom real quick. Hey, that's crazy that you just said that, because in my city, Columbus, Ohio, they just announced on the news that, and a lot of people probably don't remember this, they just announced on the news about a week or so ago that Columbus, Ohio, I keep telling you, we're the smartest city in the country, in the Western Hemisphere. In my city, they're about to install the level of surveillance in the community that is equivalent to London, England, which is the most surveilled city on planet Earth.
And we third right behind them. So yeah, you're gonna be right behind us, homeboy.
They got plans for Columbus, Ohio to be the most surveilled city in America. going into 2030 for some reason.
I just don't understand, bro. It's no knock to your city, you know what I'm saying? I salute to all my people in Ohio, but I just be thinking, like, out of all the cities in the whole entire United States, you would think, all right, so you got New York, LA, Chicago, now Houston coming up with they numbers and whatnot.
Right.
Out of all them cities, y'all choose Columbus, Ohio. Why? No, ain't no diss and nothing like that. It's just like, I'm just trying to
I'm about to tell you why. Now think about that map of the NAFTA superhighway I'll be showing y'all from time to time, right? Ohio is strategically placed not only in America, but in the Western Hemisphere to where all business commerce, tech-wise, intersects through our state. This is why Google, Intel, Facebook, what else? Microsoft, what else? Other big tech companies. Amazon is hubbed in Ohio, specifically in the region where I live at. Amazon is here. All these big tech companies are relocating from out of Silicon Valley or extending from Silicon Valley and bringing equivalent hub headquarters facilities right here in Columbus, Ohio for some reason. The reason is it's strategically placed for such activity, and it's the underground hub for human trafficking.
Yeah, I can see that part. Also, since we leave it the industrial age, we go into a more technological age. All the old infrastructures in these industrial cities like Columbus, Chicago, Buffalo, they got to get a new infrastructure, and I see why now.
Exactly. Now let me tell you another reason why too, though. Apple's building headquarter facilities out here as well. All the big tech companies are coming out this way. Boston Dynamics is coming to Ohio. Listen, Boston Dynamics. I've been telling y'all about Boston Dynamics.
Yeah,
another reason is this, though. Y'all got to also remember that one of the founding members of a secret conglomerate of Jewish political and financial influencers, Leslie Wexner, resides right here in Columbus, Ohio. So that's one of the major reasons why. He's also a member of BrainGate. And also another person who was a major player in Ohio, Columbus specifically, was Paul G. Allen. Do y'all know who Paul G. Allen is?
No.
I've done a show on him before. How soon we forget. Paul G. Allen is the co-founder of Microsoft with Bill Gates.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I just didn't recognize the name. Yeah,
he died in 2011, and right now this is why Columbus is the smartest city in America. See, a lot of people think it was Bill Gates. No, Paul G. Allen is the guy at Microsoft. He died in 2011, and as a result of that, with the Paul G. Allen Foundation, the U.S. Department of Transportation, other groups, other little investors as well, they came up with an organization I often tell you about called Smart Columbus.
Yeah, now you had told me, you did numerous streams on Smart Columbus.
Smart Columbus is the think tank organization conglomerated by Bill Gates, Paul G. Allen, U.S. Department of Transportation, the State Department's involved, all big tech, Tesla's involved, Apple's involved. The BrainGate, remember I told y'all about BrainGate with Epstein and Gates and all these people. He's involved too, but my man Mark Cuban, he's involved with BrainGate. Kobe was involved with BrainGate. This stuff goes huge. Pause, y'all. You feel me? This is big, and it's all stems from HR 1955. So I want y'all to understand how important this legislation is. I want y'all to even understand more, especially us as black folks, how it's important for us to get on code with each other, y'all. Even with all this we face. Look at the lengths that they willing to go to make it seem like, to make it to where if we try to defend ourselves, we're terrorists. So y'all sit up there and keep beefing amongst yourselves if you want to, man. Divide and conquer. And don't think it's going to be humans coming around your black ass up. Don't think that. Because right here in Columbus, Ohio, we got Microsoft, we got Intel, Google, Amazon, and coming Boston Dynamics. It's like Uncle Diggity. It's like OCP is real. It's a combination of OCP and an umbrella corporation.
Oh, what was the name of that corporation in that movie Divergent? Virgil. We also go into that type of mode too.
I can't think of it. I'm just thinking of I'm an old school cat, so I'm thinking of movies when I was a kid. I'm thinking of OCP, RoboCop, and I'm thinking of Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil.
Yeah, we there too. Hey, bro. I'm only a few years younger than you. I remember them same movies, but I'm also thinking like, yeah, they gave us them preemptive sequences to program our young brains. And I'm just updating the what's the name, what they've been trying and program in our adult brains. We know Divergent and that other stuff that show the Black Mirror. What's the name you keep on mentioning, bro? That shit too deep, man. Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah, that episode, on Black Mirror, when it was an episode, you kept on breaking this shit down. I was telling my guy the other day.
You talking about Nosedive?
Yep.
Where the social credit system?
Yep. And I told you, I said, look, man, y'all out here not trying to get on this, understand this social media stuff, man. Y'all gonna be left in the dark. You can't buy shit. You don't got no good social credit score. They think I was bullshitting until they saw like a news thing on Channel 9 here in my city, and it was talking about that shit over there in China. And they were trying to see where they could implement that here, and it was like, whoa. See, a lot of niggas.
Oh, is this coming, man? This is why they implement. This is why they implement so much cameras and surveillance everywhere, man.
And I've been told them
how they going to track your behavior. Remember track and trace from the pandemic. Remember track and trace. See how that's gone out of people's thought process. Remember they say this stuff and we forget about it. But remember that stuff. How you think they're going to track and trace everybody? How they going to implement a social credit system to where what you allow to do in society is going to be based off how you behave in society? How they going to monitor how you behave? Big Brother is going to be watching. I keep telling y'all, read 1984, man. And when it comes to Brave New World, right? I done told y'all about the artificial womb facilities.
Mm-hmm. Remember that stream you did a couple of years back about the Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
All that.
It's just coming to fruition, man. That's all, man. So that's like I always tell people all the time is that I'm not like predicting. I'm just, you just can see the play like my man soaring to the great heights has said. When you can see far, the cause or effect supersedes the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like when you can see down the timeline, so to speak, it's not that you predict in the future. You can just see from this chain of events what's going to end up happening.
No, we got critical things. See, that's one thing. Some of us millennials only got this. Like you, me, Verge, and Uncle Dig. I don't know if you're a millennial, but I don't know. I think you're a Gen X.
Uncle Dig, the same age as me, like a year or two older than me, man.
All right, we all millennials. For us older millennials around here, some of us weren't blessed with critical thinking skills, and we see that amongst our peers running around here at middle age, still thinking they motherfuckers.
Let me say this though. It's not that we ain't got it. It's just that we've been tricked into not using it, man. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, because the answers to shit always been there and shit, but we always get pushed in a direction specifically for that reason and shit like that.
Right.
But the shit that we're finding out or the shit that we're uncovering or tapping into now has always been there.
Right.
We just were too pre-concerned with whatever the fuck we had going on daily or what, the imagery, the shit that we really, we could have took control of at any time, but we had to have that point where we was down or whatever. Now that time's coming to pass, they knew it would come to pass because, like I said, it's always been there. They knew it would come to pass, so now they're trying to implement all of this shit to get ready to go into the next stage so they can try to keep control, but we don't have to shed blood out here. Like I said before, man, the devil can be outthought. You know, the beast can be outthought, and that's why they fucking put so much effort into fucking up our brains, because they knew that to defeat it, all we had to do was begin to think and come together and do shit like people are supposed to motherfucking do. So, I mean, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
We may have to fight on some levels of something, you know what I mean? Because these motherfuckers, you know, they're not gonna be happy about being outthought. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be happy about that. So we need to preserve our warrior class. That's another thing too. I'm glad the Pookie and Ray Ray and Educated Lane thing is fucking over. And it should be. These entities still exist, so they should be renamed as the intellectuals, the intellectual class, and the warrior class.
Yeah, that's why I said the L's and the Bays.
They need to fucking work interjectionally to make this thing work, to battle the beast. They're going to need each other. Both sides have the capability to be the other. The intellect has the capability to be the warrior. The warrior has the capability to be the intellect. We're going to need all of our people. You know what I mean? Like, it's really going to come to that. And people just, you know, for real, like.
That's a fact, man. We about to get up out of here, Uncle Diggy. I want you to stick behind the scenes, man, because I want to chop it up with you real quick. But, yeah, man, we about to get up through. Mr. O, man, you want to say something in the closure, man, before we get up through?
I ain't got nothing to add on, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody go subscribe to my channel and everything. I just been chilling, man. Yeah, I've been coming up with little video uploads and everything. I ain't really been having the energy to go live. You know, I've been working mornings and shit like that. And when I get home around this, even like right now, usually I'll be in the bed sleep, but I'm up here listening and rocking with y'all. But I will be getting back to making live streams because I really want to get my channel off the ground and whatnot. And I'm still trying to find my lane. I'm trying to get. I'm done with the red pill talking points. Ain't nobody really listen to a nigga and shit like that. Even though I mean, it's fucked up because, you know, I'm really the nigga that you need to listen to, because I used to hang around fucking Max, the scam, every nigga and walk of life that you could ever think of, them niggas in my crew. But I digress. I decided to switch up my content. I was going to talk about what's the violence and the political bullshit that's going on in my city. I've been making beats on the back end and everything. I'm gonna send you a little email real quick in the future so you can listen to some of my beats. Maybe I could get some of that E&E treatment on this platform. You dig?
Let us know, man. We got stuff cooking too, man. So just let me know.
Hey, I just hey man, I just got into the beat making thing, man. I always wanted to learn to make beats, but I never had the apparatuses, the knowledge, the tech savvy, nothing like that. So I just download Band Labs, start messing around on YouTube, doing the tutorials, trying to learn how to properly sample a track without getting copyrighted. I ain't trying nobody knocking on my door. Somebody, you stole my shit. So I'm trying to learn how to sample really, really, really good, especially the boom bap style. I love that boom bap style, but also, I've been editing some videos, been trying to get back into the videography, cinematography thing. I want to go ahead and do a small movie, but everything's I ain't trying to put too much on my plate. But I've been following you, Verge. You've been cooking. You've been going strong. You've been going hard, bro. Pause. No Diddy.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. No Diddy. Yo, you've been doing your thing. I've seen you grow, and you're gonna continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? You and King L, and I can never think about her name when y'all bring her on the string. Y'all great. Yep. Y'all doing y'all thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Uncle Diggity, I know you over there making some crazy beats and whatnot. I wish you had a chance so I could just hear some of your shit real quick, but it is what it is. But I ain't doing nothing, man. But I get ready. Go ahead, go to bed. Get ready for this damn Jizzab in the morning. Go ahead, talk to y'all later. Probably on Red Channel or something like that.
No doubt, man. Mr. O, man. Take care of yourself, brethren.
Y'all, man, love.
You already know, man. Listen, y'all, man. Go inform yourselves on HR 1945, the violent radicalization the Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act of 2007. Go read this legislation, study it, learn it. Look at all the different agencies involved. Department of Transportation, Joint Chiefs of Staff, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, DEA. DEA got to do with homegrown, the NSA. People from the private sector. 2 people specifically from the private sector. Not specifically in any industry. I guess whatever industry they choose. I guess it doesn't specify what industry. This says 2 people from the private sector. So, you know what I'm saying? Why does 2 people from the private sector have influence on what's happening legally in America, legislatively, through the Congress, specifically with this type of legislation? What is these 2 private sector organizations or corporations? Who are they? What are they? What do they do? It doesn't specify any of that in the legislation. It just says 2 people from the private sector, right? So I suggest that y'all go not only read 1984 and Brave New World, but also go study this. This is the law right here. This is actual facts. So y'all might want to go look at that and familiarize yourselves with violent radicalization is ideologically based violence and homegrown terrorism, and go study those terms and see how broad they are. See if you more than likely if you pay attention and really read it for what it's saying, you'll find that you being a member of your church could be considered spreading ideologically based violence. Telling people to come to your church could be considered violently radicalizing somebody.
That's what I was going to say. To a certain extent, we're all guilty of that.
Yes.
That's what's funny about it. To a certain extent, we're all guilty of it.
This is why I say this is designed for all of us. This is how they're gonna come for us, y'all. All of us. This is how they're gonna come for us. They coming for us black folks right now. They're trying to anyway. They're going to do it systematically and very, very structured. But they make no mistake, they coming for the rest of y'all too. So don't think it ain't gonna happen to you. The smart grid is for everybody, not just us. And this is why I tell my black brothers and sisters, stop being so arrogant with your victimhood. Like it's only happening to you. This is why I can't get with some of that pro-black mess. I can't get with some of that stuff. It's crazy.
You're supposed to maintain humility all through the shit. You know what I mean?
Please do that, man. You feel me? For the lack of a better term.
You're supposed to maintain humility. Your whole, the Most High don't like howdy or, arrogance and shit like that. It's one thing when he gives you the ability to see and put these things together and shit like that, and then, give you a platform or whatever to convey the message to people and shit. That's a all praises due moment. It's not you. You're a vessel. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
You're a vessel. You know what I mean? I catch content creators and shit. They, me, I thought of this first and I did this and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that, whatever, bro. But, we vessels, bro. You should never want to be that motherfucking arrogant and shit. That's
That's a fact, man. And, speaking of the Most High, man, hey, man, my pops is recovering from his stroke. My pop had a stroke, man, Uncle Diggity, man. I don't know if he was tapping in, if you know that or not.
No, I didn't know that.
Pop had a stroke. Pop had an ischemic stroke. Bro. Now, if you know anything about such things, most people barely recover, if ever, from that. Now, you know what I'm saying? I love my pops to death, and I ain't gonna lie, it kind of scared me a little bit, man, because my uncle called me and told me, I'm like, oh man, so I was kind of having a weird feeling too, because I ain't talked to my pops in a couple of days. I've been busy working, so I ain't been over there to check on like I normally do.
Right.
And, we ain't been doing the show and stuff though, you know what I mean? So, like I told him, you know what I'm saying, man, when You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Most High got a way of getting to you when you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? I know all too much about that.
Right.
But I'm telling y'all, Pops is good. We're gonna come back pretty soon. I'm saying, man, Pops talk different, man. I think that's why he wanna, you know, his whole left side of his body shut down.
Yeah.
Talks different.
Oh, he had a hard strokes then.
You're gonna be able to tell. You're gonna be able to tell.
Right.
He talks a little, not a lot, but enough to where you're gonna notice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna be back, man. He probably gonna end up moving in with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure because take care of his health and all that. So you know, my pops be 70 this year, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a spring chicken anymore. You know what I'm saying? But we coming back, Pauls, with the Spiritual Roots Sundays. Give my pops like another 30 days, 45 days, man. He probably need to go. We're gonna get right back to it, man. So you know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Appreciate all the support. Shout out to everybody that came through. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, walk with, share on your social engineer. And tell everybody come tap in with your brother Virgil Berry, aka Stats with the facts. Chat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave off with this banger right here on the way out, man. You know what I'm saying? See y'all tomorrow, man. Listen, I don't know, man. Listen, it's just crazy. I gotta say this too, man. You know what I mean? Rest in the essence to my girl Tasha's people, man. You know, her brother, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, died. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when I don't know if she's comfortable enough to come back on this. I don't know. I understand. My brother got killed a couple years ago. I understand. You know, people, you know, might want to fall back or whatever. So I don't know when Tasha's gonna come back on the show, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call her tomorrow and see what's good with her. You know what I'm saying? But she just suffered a loss in her family. So, you know what I'm saying? She taking it pretty tough because it was her people or it was her brother. So, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she's going to come back on the show just after she, you know what I'm saying, get her grieving process or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, if she's not going to come on the show, I got another topic for ladies' night, and I think y'all going to like it. I think y'all going to like it. I think y'all gonna like it, man. So, you know, man, worst case scenario, Tosh don't be able to come on. I got a nice topic to discuss, and it's gonna be something for ladies' night. You know what I'm talking about? Hopefully the ladies tap in and give us their input. You dig, man? Shout out to everybody in the audience, man. Let's kick that, click on the bell and all that, smash that like button, share your social media, all that. You know what I'm talking about? We up out of here, man.
Yeah. E&E. Stacks with the facts. What up, Stacks? I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track with me. Glitch the Guarantee. Yeah. And we bringing this message to you fake woke niggas. Gotta wake these niggas up, man. All y'all out there spreading them lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe in it. Glitch. Let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, tell them up, time to wake them up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, tell them up, time to wake them up. I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Wake them up, Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Now listen, me and the elite, we the wake them up henchmen. A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleek. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real from my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah, pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like a baptism. The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off niggas really be lames to me. Any
anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Alarm clock to the woke, time to wake them up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
And every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here. We got a face down. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic. This was the damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, bitch. You better tell these niggas this Agenda 2030. It's gonna be hell, niggas. Fuck AOC and her new green deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. Who want they red pill?